Hi, I'm professional sports handicapper Ross Benjamin reporting for the Offshore Gaming Association. That's OSGA.com, your number one source for information on the offshore sportsbook industry. That's OSGA.com. It's Friday, August 23rd, and we're going to be taking a look at a couple of free picks in the NFL preseason action on Friday evening. Folks, over the last 23 videos, we're 32 and 24 with our free picks. That's good for 57%, and that includes 9 and 5 with our 2019 NFL preseason free picks as well. Now, here's the thing, folks. Look, I was on a run that saw me go over 60%, well over 60% for a 4 week period of time, and that was going into this week. Had a couple of rough days on Monday and Tuesday, and of course, a couple of negative nillies out there. Can't wait to point that out. Some frustrated sports bettors acting out as always. I'm used to it. I've been doing it for 20 years. Let me just say this, folks. I always tell you when I win, and I always tell you when I lose. And for those of you out there who can't wait to condemn me, you're not the first. And I'll just say this: if you grind it out with me over the long haul, you're going to make money. If you're going to base your opinions on 1 or 2 days of bad performance or even a bad stretch, it's your prerogative. I'm just not going to comment or reply to those comments in the upcoming future. Let's get right to the two games for this evening. The Buffalo Bills at the Detroit Lions, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, nationally televised game. As we speak, the Bills are currently a 3-point road favorite at 5 dimes. This line to me, first of all, speaks volume since Detroit opened as a favorite in this game. There's been a lot of question marks concerning whether Matthew Stafford will make his first start or first have the first action of the preseason tonight for Detroit. It leads me to believe, based on this line movement, that Matthew Stafford will not play tonight. There's been a lot of teams that have been erring on the side of caution during this 2019 preseason, and rightfully so. And with the Lions, they know that Stafford is their franchise quarterback, the face of the franchise, and there's a huge disparity and drop off between him and the quarterbacks that are backing up for the Detroit Lions. So I would say, my educated guess would say, that Matthew Stafford will not make the start tonight, nor will he see any action. But having said that, I do know the Buffalo Bills, it's well documented, their starters will play, if not the entire first half, a majority of the first half tonight. And Buffalo's been awfully impressive in their first two preseason games, albeit it doesn't mean a lot when it comes to the regular season. But keep in mind, we're right now handicapping a preseason game. We're not making futures bets. We're not predicting Buffalo's going to win the AFC East. We're certainly not implying that Detroit's going to be terrible this year either. We're just focusing on tonight's contest. And Buffalo 2-0 straight up in ATS in their first two preseason games. They're averaging 25.5 points scored per contest and also averaging 377 yards of total offense per game during their first two outings of the preseason. And that's significant when you consider the fact Detroit has allowed 30 points or more in each of their last 5 preseason games, all under current head coach Matt Patricia, who's supposed to be a defensive guru. Hasn't got off to a beginning with Detroit, not only during the regular season last year, but during preseason action. Also, we must mention the Lions have gone 1-6 straight up in ATS in their last 7, and they've also gone 0-3 straight up in ATS in their last 3 preseason games, in addition to losing 4 straight at home during preseason action and allowing 30 points or more on each of those occasions. Buffalo, on the other hand, 3-0 straight up in ATS in their last 3 preseason away games, including last week's dominating performance in a 27-14 win at Carolina. We're going to go with the Buffalo Bills here, minus the 3 at the Detroit Lions. The other game on the board is the Cleveland Browns at the Tampa Bay Bucks, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time start. The total in this contest is 42 and a half across the board. That's what we're going to focus on, the total in this game. And let's start with the Cleveland Browns. I can't ignore the fact that Cleveland, even though we're talking about a couple different coaching staffs, has gone 16 and 2 under the total since 2015 in preseason games, and that includes if there was a total of 36 or greater in those games, the Browns went under the total in all 14 of those preseason games since 2015. On the other hand, the Tampa Bay Bucks have gone under the total in 9 of their last 10 preseason home games when there's been a total of 35 or more. I have a very good NFL preseason betting angle in regards to this total on tonight's game. Anytime you have a road team like Cleveland with a total of 43, or less, and they're playing in Game 3 of the preseason, and they're off an away win in which they scored 27 points or fewer. Those games have gone 14 and 0 under the total since 2015. The Browns did come off last week's 21 to 18 win at Indianapolis. So it qualifies with the 27 points or fewer. It qualifies with the Browns coming off an away win. And of course, this total is 42 and a half. And the betting angle says anytime there's a total of 43 or less, this situation has gone 14 and 0 under the total since 2015, and those 14 games averaged a combined 30.9 points scored per contest. We're going to go with the Cleveland Browns and the Tampa Bay Bucks under 42 and a half, but we're going to buy this up to 43, folks. Again, buying off the hook is a good idea on a lot of occasions, this being one of them, especially since we're on 42 and a half. We're buy up to 43. That additional juice we pay only counts when we lose. So let's protect ourselves and buy off the hook to the whole number of 43. Repeating again, the Buffalo Bills -3 against the Detroit Lions. You can find that line at 5 dimes as we speak. And the Cleveland Browns and the Tampa Bay Bucks under 42 and a half, buy it up to 43. So in essence, we're going under 43 in this contest. Until the next time, good luck with all your picks.